All right, so I pulled about 5 6 minutes of pretty common stuff that we're doing during the queen fight from some of the videos I got. This is, I think, all of this is just from the other day, like so this week, like Sunday and Tuesday, mostly Sunday, and pretty much it's just like the common stuff we're doing good, stuff we need to get better at, or stuff we could be should be getting better at or doing better. So it's kind of just I'm winging it here. So let's see what we got here. We got
Second group.
this is like basically stuff. This is how it should look like. Got both poison out. You got all the room in the world. Um, Pretty much poison goes out. They go in. Outer goes outer. Dodge the waves. No big deal. Same thing. We got outer going to the corner. Inner going here. Now, even on this, like, this was fine. Nobody took a lot of damage. But this is one of the things we could be doing. Or should be doing. That swirly, before that wave goes off, does 0 damage. None. So instead of going around it like this, straight, when we pop up, land here, whoever's popping, straight through. Straight line. So they would have took no damage there. Not even close. Like no, not close to waves. Nothing. Just straight through. They would have been over here. So that's one thing we could be doing better. This one again, placement definitely could be better. That's doable, but we're making it harder on ourselves. This goes in again. As soon as you pop up, you can hit a movement, your movement ability. So by the time, like when I'm doing this, by the time you hit the ground, I'm already at full speed running. I go, run straight through. Drew does the same, I'm pretty sure. As soon as you're in the air. Warriors, I think you can leap. I don't know why you can leap everywhere else. You should be able to leap while you're in the air. Pretty much any movement ability you got. Shamans, Ghost Wolves, the whole nine. As soon as you pop up, hit your movement, run straight through that swirly and to where you need to go, to either the outer side or the inner. Let's see what's going on here. We got. Now I don't know. I think Arcane got hit by just green shit during Liquefy. That shit hurts. If you got green swirlies under you gotta move because that shit hurts. Right here, everybody did this is good. Like everybody doing like nice and tight around the boss here, because once these roots go off, they leave this shit on the ground, and it doesn't stay this small. It gets bigger over time, and then it turns into from this. But right here, this is great. You got this whole area out here. You got this whole area in here. Whoever's popping goes this way. Good to go. Right here, just put it on the toes. Get popped up in the air. Horse comes out. Boom, straight through the swirly. And you just wait to miss the waves. And that's how that's how every bomb phase should look. So again, when these come out like this, you have like some of them are shittier than others, obviously, but these lines on the ground do not do damage. These do. So until this comes down along the line and actually hits you, these don't do anything. So if you're here and you've got like these just came out and you need to move or get out of something, you could cross this line to go into this area, no problem. So when you got roots, everyone breaks out, no problem. Not sure what happened. We got all the room here. This needs to move in. Which I think they do. Yeah, they get a little closer. Good to go. And right there, I think that was melee basically panicking on the webs. Back a little bit further. So right there, you can watch that real quick. Look at all these, like you have all these webs. There's only 3 that come out, but they overlap and they intersect, and the more they're overlapped, and if you get hit by them, you can take one. Like this would be whatever. It really doesn't do a ton of damage. But if you're sitting here, you're getting hit by like 1, 2, 3. It layers on. So if you're still in melee during this part of the phase, and when these blades are coming out, you're gonna die because you can't see half of these. Between all the consecrations and my bullshit, the death and decay stuff, shit on the ground from her, poison. Now you got these web blades going through. If you're still sitting under the boss during this web phase here for a few seconds, you can't see if you're on a web or not. So if you know the webs are coming, you need to like kind of preemptively move yourself out a little bit so you can see where you need to move or not move. So in this case, couldn't see shit, just new webs were coming. So they came straight out and just accidentally ran right into the thing, ran into the bomb. So if you know webs are coming, you can kind of pull yourself off the boss a little so you can see a little better and get them in a much better position so you're not getting hit by webs and you're not walking into stuff. All right, this is one also with the ranged. If you're sitting at range, there's no benefit to sitting at max range. None. So this can happen sometimes as well. Someone's sitting out here 20 yards out, everyone else is up here off by themselves back near the poison behind here. One, if a liquefy goes off, they're trapped, so they're going to have all the root shit going here. You're going to have poison all here, and in this case we had the poison circle get chosen with the webs out, so now they got to go. One's here, and one's here. It's just kind of a shitty, but luck of the draw. Sometimes this happens. But if you were up here, all you would have to do is wait for a web to go by, cross through the boss, and you're in position. Instead, with the webs going off, you've only got a few seconds, and now we don't have time. I think we still made this one somehow work, but again, we're making shit harder on ourselves for no reason. So bomb goes off, and we get the fuck out. Straight to the middle. Didn't lose too much on that, but again, it could have been way cleaner and just a lot easier phase right there. So this one, same thing. And as soon as you land, straight through the green, and instead of going up and around, straight through, they'd have been over here. Took no damage from the poison. No problem. All right, now this is one's tough. This is third phase, a third pop. Now, didn't have a whole ton of room to go back into the sides with this. But again, instead of going through the swirly, we're going around because the webs are here. So whoever popped this went around in front and basically chased half the rate. And then I had to use a horse to basically just not die there, which is not good. So instead of going straight through, that was close. I think this one I think was a good third pop, like a very good third pop. So again, that's a bit close. There's no need to be that close. We're just making stuff harder. And again, look at all the shit you got. You got all this stuff, all those webs. And if you're under here, you can't see shit. Like this one, boom, look at that. Whoever the fire cat is, thank you. That was perfect. So when you're popping in general, that's pretty much what it should look like. Straight out. There you go. Not murdering anybody. Straight into intermission, and we're good. All right, this one here, basically, same thing. Had all the time in the world. Got the poison down here. Needs to be up here. Could very easily cross over this. You have take no damage. There's no webs coming out this second. You got a few seconds to just kind of walk forward, put it in position, and just don't worry about other people. Other people will move or they'll take the hit. It's not going to kill you. But instead, we're left here with melee out of range. So again, we're just making stuff harder on each other. Straight through the swirly. Nobody dies. Boom, bang, bing. This was pretty good, but again, ranged way out here. There's no reason for that. That's just going to make it hard to when we go into the bomb popper phase. This area could have been clear. So if you're going to tuck in behind here or tuck to the side, this whole webbing, this whole area is going to get covered now when it didn't need to be. This one, I think we could have pulled a little bit closer. That we would have had a little more room here. Poison could have went out a little further. Not bad, though. But if you look at it, like I said, now this would have been completely clear. This popper could have went straight back, no problem. But instead, this got weird because they both went to enter. Instead of going straight through to the middle, this is open, this is clear. I think they both went straight back. I'm not sure how. I don't think anyone died, but I'm not sure how. That was rough looking. I don't know, I think a few people died there, actually. But same thing. I'm not sure what happened here. But the outer needs to go out like to the inner platform here or to the middle. Instead, the outer went over here, which left the inner popper like nowhere to go. And I think this ends up just clipping me in the end for 9 million. Yeah. So when that goes off, that hits for 9 mil, 8.5 mil. And if the inner popper had went to the platform, this person would have been able to go back, would have never came close. I think this one's more ranged. This is kind of a shitty just positioning again. We got a whole bunch of ranged here when liquefy's going off, so all of this is getting covered on the ground. And now we've got half the raid on this side of the poison as this is expanding. Someone's just gonna skirt around here to barely make it through. Everybody else has to go through poison, taking extra damage and stuff. And I think that's about it. But that's pretty much the gist. It's just little things that we're not doing. I think range needs to be kind of be more aware of where they are, and melee needs to be aware of where they are in relation, especially with the poison bubbles being right on the outside of the boss. And because you're just walking out and you can walk right into it if you can't see stuff, and there's all that stuff on the ground with webs going out, poison on the ground, webbing on the ground, roots going everywhere. It's very easy to walk into these, especially if you can't really see a whole lot. But so hopefully this was helpful. Again, if there's stuff killing you that you don't know what it is, like if you look at your recap and don't know what like Venom Blast is or Rest, things like that, just simply ask. Because if it's a lot easier to like avoid things if you know how the mechanic works. I know for sure, like whenever I didn't say anything or I didn't whatever, I would die to all kinds of shit. And finally, I started asking, what does X do, or how does X work? What do I need to do? Do I need to put a defensive up for that? Like if I know I'm gonna die, or if I have a rough time during a specific part, I'll throw a defensive up. I'll throw different, I'll be ready to pop a potion, just to keep myself alive. And that's the biggest part: is staying alive, keeping as much shit off the ground as possible, and essentially like kind of just making it easier for ourselves to do these, especially this first phase, which we're at a lot of attempts, a lot more than we should be. And I think we have the capability of doing this. It just, I think it's more of the boss itself is very forgiving, or not non-forgiving. So if one person messes up or doesn't see something or doesn't notice something, that's all it takes, and that's basically a wipe. So hopefully this was helpful. Any questions or anything, let me know. Again, not calling anyone out. Just literally, this was just from 1 hour of gameplay of different attempts that we tried, and it's pretty much a lot of the same stuff that we were doing or have been doing.